Hey, today I'm going to review a movie that I recently saw. It's called Se7en. It stars Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, and Gwyneth Paltrow. It was released in 1995. Yeah, I think it was 1995, I'm not sure. But it's basically a crime thriller. If you haven't seen the film, I suggest you stop watching this because I'm going to talk about some spoilers. So, Morgan Freeman's character is Detective William Somerset, and Brad's character is Detective David Mills. Both of them are working on the same case. In the beginning, they find an obese man. In the beginning, they find an obese man who died from eating too much. So then they find something that says gluttony written on a piece of paper. So the movie is about a serial killer who murders people who have committed one of the deadly sins. Each victim has committed one deadly sin out of 7. There's a fat guy who gets murdered for committing gluttony. There's a prostitute who gets murdered for lust. There's I think it's a media lady, or I forget who it is, but it's a woman who is prideful. Then there's also a man who is slothy, so he gets murdered for that. And there's like another person who gets murdered for greed. He's a lawyer. So these detectives are investigating the case, and they start to believe that it's a murder, but they don't have any evidence for who the serial killer might be. One time they come very close to arresting the guy, but he escapes. They're able to find his apartment, and they try to get there, but they're unsuccessful. And the ending of the movie is very cool. The serial killer's name is John Doe, and he turns himself in to the police. And then he talks to his lawyer. His lawyer then explains to the police that he wants to take Detective Mills and Detective Somerset to a location where he wants to show them something special. And if they allow him to do that, then he'll confess to committing the murders, but if they don't allow him, then he's going to plead insanity. Detective Mill's wife is also pregnant with their baby. She's Gwen Paltrow. In the movie, her name is Tracy Mills. But mostly I liked all the aspects of the film, the suspense, action, story. It's a very intelligent film. Because the people are committing the sins and this dude is killing them. He thinks those sins are worthy of such a punishment. Then when the detectives take the guy all the way out to the remote location, there's a van that pulls over there and a guy comes out of it. He gives Detective Somerset a box. The box has something in it, but we don't really see what that is. So then he tells Detective Mills that he was at his apartment and he was fucking with his wife. Then he killed his wife. But Detective Mills doesn't actually know if he did that or not. Because the weakness that Detective Mills has is that he's very emotional. He gets angry really easily. So he's the last victim of this serial killer. His deadly sin is wrath. So in the end, Detective Mills shoots the suspect in the head while they're out there in that remote location. There's also a police helicopter flying up there in the vicinity. But since they don't have any evidence, he killed an innocent man and he gets locked up. So it destroys his career. Detective Somerset was warning him not to do that. He was telling him to throw the gun away, but he didn't listen. He just let his emotions take over. So overall, the movie was great. It was very exciting and fast-paced. I just loved it. The acting was really good, especially by Morgan Freeman and Brad. So I think I'll give this movie a 9 out of 10. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you later. Bye.